Can you hear me? Testing, testing. Gene, can you hear me?
No,
All right, I'm gonna start this one.
Ready?
We'll see how much I can do by memory. Good afternoon, Chairman Bradford and members of the board. My name is Scott Armstrong. I am a senior engineering geologist and manager of the waste discharge to land permitting unit here in the Rancho. That's not loud enough? Okay, they'll start over a little louder. That's weird. It was fine the first time. Is it loud enough now at this point?
But it's better.
It's better. What a great word of encouragement. Good afternoon. There you go. You want it nice and loud. Okay. Good afternoon, Chairman Bradford. My name is Scott Armstrong. I'm the senior engineering geologist and unit manager for the waste discharge to land permitting unit here in the Rancho Cordova office, and I have taken the oath. Permitting staff and I are here today to present revised waste discharge requirements for the California Concentrate Company. The facility owner and discharger, Mr. Thomas Alexander, is not contesting the proposed waste discharge requirements or WDRs. Comments were received from Ms. Joanne Kipps, a member of the public, who is contesting the order or the adoption of this order. Therefore, we consider the proposed order as being contested, which is kind of.
I don't know why we have to say that.
I don't know why we have to say that. And I have a note here, representatives are not here today. We didn't say that on the other one either.
Yeah, I think they're both, nobody's coming.
Okay. I'm just going to take that
Tell
out.
Nuggets, it's like, do we have to drive all the way up there?
Well, if they're not contesting, there's really no
That's the thing.
driving reason
They
to be
said
here.
that they would come if it meant the board would they appreciate the effort
Uh-huh.
kind of thing, and I kind of said, what are they gonna share?
You can always chime in, right? I mean, they,
Well, we could well, they have to take the oath if they're going to comment during deposition. Okay, slide 2. The facility began operating in 1935 and processes grape for juice concentrates and barley for malt extract. Waste discharge to land is currently permitted through WDR's Order 98-136, which was adopted in June 1998. Balsamic vinegar is also produced at the facility. However, all wastes associated with vinegar production are currently transported offsite for disposal. California Concentrate Company is located in San Joaquin County along the McCollum River, just east of Highway 99 and north of the city of Lodi. The facility covers approximately 22 acres.
Oh, shit, that box isn't right.
Ooh,
You see how it got shifted down?
yeah, we'll have to fix that.
Like, it's supposed to be the facility.
You'll have to fix that. All right, ready?
Yep.
Wastewater is generated from processing grapes and barley, cleaning the facility, and sanitizing equipment. Stormwater captured on-site is discharged to the wastewater treatment system. Wastewater is collected in floor drains equipped with screens and is gravity fed to an automated pH adjustment system, aerated unlined treatment ponds, and percolation ponds. The facility currently has a permitted flow volume of 7.5 million gallons annually. Has a permitted flow. I just say flow, yeah. Take out volume. Yeah, flow and volume are two different things. Yeah, permitted flow of 7.5 million gallons annually. So there's no planned flow increase, right?
Correct.
In the other one at this point, we said there was an expansion. Should we say that here, that there is no plan to increase flow?
Have at it. Oh, you like that.
You gonna bring your solitaire game while you're sitting up here? All right. Here's an overview of the facility. Grape and malt processing occurs in the buildings on the northern end of the property, where wastewater is collected in screened floor drains and directed to the treatment system. Wastewater is sent through pH adjustment prior to entering the first of 3 aerated treatment ponds shown in the blue outline. Processed wastewater is first treated in the unlined treatment ponds to provide mixing and aeration to reduce biochemical oxygen demand and odors. Sorry.
Only stop where the periods are.
Well, I'm putting in a note. The treatment ponds have a total of approximately 3 million gallon capacity, total capacity of approximately 3 million gallons. Treated wastewater is then discharged to 3 percolation ponds outlined in green. The 3 percolation ponds represent approximately 4 acres of surface area. I'd like to point out that the McCollum Beach RV Park is located adjacent to the west of California Concentrate Facility. Up until 2019, the RV park was a source of numerous nuisance odor complaints. Recent operational changes at the facility included rerouting the wastewater to first enter pond T3, treatment pond T3 instead of T1, due to proximity to the neighboring RV park. Pond T1 is now only used when flows are high due to heavy rains, a facility upset, or when additional capacity is needed. We will discuss the occurrence of odor complaints later in this presentation.
Wait, you don't mention the perk ponds?
Oops, I do, but it's on the next page. The percolation ponds are located adjacent to the McCollum River to the south. There are 10-foot high berms surrounding the ponds to prevent inundation from the river. The status of these berms will also be addressed later in this presentation. Lastly, there are 3 shallow groundwater monitoring wells located around the treatment and percolation ponds, as shown by the blue circles. We will discuss these 3 wells and groundwater conditions later in the presentation. So we do bring, that's where I was bringing out in the other one.
Oh, no, I think we should bring it out. I just think you did it in the wrong order.
Okay. Well, in the other one, I just refer to one of the monitoring wells.
Yeah, I don't think we should do that. All you do is say that oil water separator next to MW1 and the other one.
So should I change that in the other one?
Oh, you know.
Since 2000, California Concentrate Company has received numerous notices of violations for ongoing odor complaints and various other violations. Most of the odor complaints were made by residents of the neighboring McCollum Beach RV Park. Here we have a brief compliance history of the facility. After adoption of the waste discharge requirements in 1998, the discharger received 10 notices of violation over a 20-year period, which included numerous odor complaints. In February 2019, a cleanup and abatement order was issued requiring the discharger to discontinue the on-site discharge of vinegar waste, implement measures to reduce objectionable odors, and to make operational changes to bring the discharge into compliance with the WDRs. The cleanup and abatement order also required a combination of work plans and evaluations to identify appropriate actions to be taken by the discharger to improve effluent quality, reduce impacts to groundwater quality, and eliminate offsite odors. 3 additional notices of violation were issued in late 2019 after the discharger began modifying the wastewater treatment system. It should be noted that no additional odor complaints were received or were recorded, and no notices of violation were issued since January 2020. In response to the cleanup and abatement order, the discharger has made numerous changes to the treatment system and wastewater management practices. The biggest change made was the offsite disposal of all vinegar wastes, which prior to that time was an unauthorized discharge in violation of the WDRs. Discharge of vinegar waste into the treatment system resulted in low wastewater pH, the corrosion of portions of the collection system piping, and generation of objectionable odors. Additional wastewater management improvements made include reduced sanitizing chemical use, the installation of screens on floor drains to reduce the amount of organics discharged to the ponds, and better pond management to reduce odors. These changes are ongoing, and the discharger continues to be proactive. Currently, the discharger is evaluating the use of a diffusion aeration filter or DAF system. And I'm not, oh, I do talk about the,
I told you, don't go off the script.
it says it right there.
No, well, we shouldn't say that.
Should we take that whole DAF thing out?
They don't have a DAF system.
So let's take it out. You put that in here.
Did not.
'Cause that's
Okay.
the other one, right?
So we're taking that whole DAF thing out. No more bubbles.
Nope.
No
Hey
tiny
guys,
bubbles.
you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, not too loud?
Nope, you're good.
No, you're fine.
Thanks.
That's actually a good level. Okay, so we're taking out the whole DAF reference.
One of us put it in there. and it should have been in
That's fine. I need 30 less words. Okay. The list of wastewater parameters with the potential to degrade groundwater includes salts represented as fixed dissolved solids and electrical conductivity, various forms of nitrogen, and biochemical oxygen demand, or BOD. These constituents are consistent with similar grape processing facilities throughout the Central Valley region. This slide is a little busy, but the important point is the downward trend of key wastewater parameters since wastewater management and procedural modifications were implemented in 2019. This is also after the discharge of vinegar waste was discontinued and the actions discussed in the previous slides began to be implemented. For each constituent shown, the black dashed trend line or dashed line demonstrates the decreasing trends over the last 3 years. For example, effluent BOD concentrations in 2017, prior to all of the corrections made, was 810 milligrams per liter, while annual average effluent BOD concentrations in 2021 were 245 milligrams per liter. The exception to this trend is total Cadol nitrogen, or TKN, which is the organic fraction of total nitrogen. TKN concentrations show an increasing trend, and we'll be discussing this issue again as we review the groundwater data. BOD is nothing at this site. Bless you. BOD is nothing, and they do have odors. The other site had much higher BOD, and there's nobody to complain out there. So. Here we see the location of 3 shallow groundwater monitoring wells at the facility. Shallow groundwater generally ranges from 15 to 40 feet below ground surface and has a horizontal component of flow towards the north. This positions MW3 as an upgradient well, reflecting groundwater quality entering the property. Monitoring wells MW4 and 5 are located down gradient of the treatment ponds, which are shaded in blue. As discussed earlier, wastewater constituents with the potential to degrade groundwater include salts represented by total dissolved solids and electrical conductivity, total dissolved solids and electrical conductivity, and total nitrogen. And the majority of wastewater constituents in groundwater are showing stable trends, indicating the changes made at the facility beginning in 2019 have stabilized groundwater quality. However, there are some ongoing concerns for groundwater as shown above for total dissolved solids, manganese, and electrical conductivity in the down gradient monitoring wells. While actions to improve wastewater treatment can be seen relatively quickly in effluent quality, it can take months or years to see changes in groundwater quality. To address these concerns, the WDRs include a compliance schedule, provision I-1A, ironically the same provision in both of them, which requires the discharger to continue monitoring groundwater. And in 5 years, reevaluate groundwater conditions. If wastewater constituent concentration trends are increasing over that time period, the discharger will be required to submit a work plan that describes additional actions that will be taken to address groundwater impacts. So while these constituents are currently a concern, we know that the issues will not be. So while these constituents are currently concerned, we know the issues will not be quickly rectified, and it will take time before true improvements can be confirmed. If groundwater conditions do not continue to improve after 5 years, additional actions or an enforcement order may be necessary at that time. In addition, groundwater salt issues will be addressed, groundwater salinity issues groundwater salinity will be addressed as part of the CV salts program.